Welcome back to the Thom Hartmann Program. I'm Danielle here with Shano, sitting in for Tom today, and we are joined by Farron Cousins, co-host and producer of Ring of Fire Radio, executive editor of the Trial Lawyer magazine, and a writer of the De-Smog blog. Farron, when do you sleep exactly?
I don't get much sleep. I also have 4 kids.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Everything's a full-time job at this point.
It is. It certainly is. Everybody is working as hard as they can, which is a lot of what Senator Sanders was just talking about at Georgetown University. Did you have a chance to listen to much of his speech on democratic socialism?
I did. I caught the first half, much like yourself here, and this was the speech that Sanders has been needing to give. And I don't know if you caught it, about a week or so ago, John Nichols had this phenomenal article in The Nation magazine talking about his experience in Iowa, where he spoke to people on the ground and they said, I would really like to know more about what democratic socialism actually is. It was remarkable. These people were kind of waiting to form an opinion for them to get all of the facts. They weren't just making a snap judgment that, socialism is fascism or communism. They said, you know what, I want to hear a little bit more, and then I'll make up my mind. And, I find that fascinating because usually, today's politics is a lot of knee-jerk reaction.
Yep.
We hear a word like socialism that has a negative connotation, and we immediately turn it into, well, it's fascism, or well, it's communism. But it's not. I mean, the United States has enacted, as Sanders pointed out, so many democratic socialist ideals over the decades that it's not a bad word. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad concept. That's what has made America so great today.
Yeah.
The problem is that we've gone away from those policies. We've moved into the deregulation, into the privatization that Republicans are pushing us towards, and away from socialism. And that's when problems emerge.
Yeah. In fact, as if speaking to the Republicans, to those who constantly bring up the point that we are a capitalist nation. Capitalism, as we know it here in the United States, would not survive without the socialist policies that are in place in the United States. We couldn't have a wide, robust business market if we didn't have programs like unemployment insurance, if we didn't have minimum wage to make sure that, that we had workers and not slaves. Socialist policies, our roads, our post office, our court system that businesses utilize, that capitalism uses to function, are all based on the backbone of democratic socialism.
They are. And that's what Bernie is out there trying to explain to people who have this preconceived notion or just general misconceptions about what democratic socialism really is. And a lot of that does have to do with misinformation that's been flying out of the Republican Party for decades here.
Yeah.
And a lot of it did start with Reagan, where he starts to dismantle the social safety net and he demonizes poor people and people on welfare. And suddenly those people that we've been helping for 40, 50 years, they became the enemy of the public for no reason other than Ronald Reagan wanted to help his business, the people who owned his presidency.
Yeah.
And that's the moment to me when American politics really turned into this despicable, disgusting, pro-corporate, anti-human entity that we see a lot of today. And obviously it lives mostly in the Republican Party, but there's a little bit of it on the Democratic side too. And,
Absolutely.
And again, it goes back to saying that poor people, don't help them. If you help them, they just get lazier. If we give them unemployment, they won't want to go look for a job because guess what? Americans are inherently lazy, freeloaders. That's what Republicans think we are. And that's despicable for the mindset of a national party to honestly believe that inherently people are lazy, selfish freeloaders.
See, and I do not believe that most of the lawmakers, the politicians who make these statements, except for maybe the real xenophobic ones like Trump, I don't believe that most of them even believe their own statements. They just know that if they don't keep people blaming someone else, blaming the poor people, the brown people, the liberals, the government regulations, if they don't give them something to blame, suddenly people are going to focus on who's really causing the problems, which are, the billionaires, the same ones who are saying we should demonize poor people. These are the amazing issues that Farron Cousins and everybody over at Ring of Fire often talks about on Ring of Fire Radio and Ring of Fire TV.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.